Good afternoon, everyone. What an inspiration, right? Gosh, can we give another hand for all of our students and presenters? They're great, great. Well, I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Tiffany Etter. I'm the marketing director for Anthem Indiana Medicaid, and we are so proud to be a part of this program today. We are extremely proud and also humbled by our 80-year legacy as Indiana's local health plan. Our 5,000 associates work hard every day to provide access to affordable, quality health care and help the people that we're privileged to serve navigate what can be a pretty complicated healthcare landscape sometimes. Our number one priority, though, has always been to improve health and wellness of our members and also our communities. Anthem would like to take this opportunity to thank Brown County School Systems and specifically Emily Tracy for all she has done for this community, as well as to bring this TEDx here today. Give her a hand. You've probably heard already that this is the first ever TEDx in Indiana, and hopefully not the last. I'd also like to take just a moment to recognize somebody that is special, a friend to Anthem, and probably many of you know her here in Brown County. She's a Brown County School System 21-year veteran teacher, and also a 2024 Indianapolis Colts classroom quarterback finalist, Michelle Joy. We're so glad you're here today, Michelle, and that we got to recognize you in this way. What in the world is an Anthem, an Indianapolis classroom quarterback? It is a program that we have teamed up with the Indianapolis Colts to recognize teachers, administrators, nurses, other school support staff who are making a difference in their communities, going above and beyond the normal day job at their school to really make a difference for their communities. And we're so fortunate to have both Michelle and Emily doing just that, I'm sure, along with many of their colleagues. So congratulations to both of you again. And speaking of the Indianapolis Colts, I would like to introduce today's next speaker, Mr. Kenny Moore II, who is the cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts. I hope by now you've had a chance to read his bio in the program, but if not, let me start by saying he is a force to be reckoned with. He is a force on the field, and you might not know he's a force off the field, and a force for good. His journey to the NFL is a testament of his unwavering dedication and relentless work ethic. While attending Valdosta State University, Kenny was named a two-time All-Gulf South Conference performer, and in 2015 and 2016 was named an All-American. Shortly after 2017, the Indianapolis Colts claimed Kenny, and since this time, he has been a Pro Bowler, a Top 100 player, and a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Off the field, he is a role model and community leader. His commitment to making a difference extends beyond the gridiron. He actively engages in charitable endeavors and strives to uplift and inspire others. Whether volunteering his time, advocating for social justice, or mentoring youth, Kenny embodies the values of integrity, compassion, and resilience. As he continues to excel in the NFL, Kenny Moore II remains dedicated to pushing boundaries, defying expectations, and leaving a legacy both on and off the field. We are so proud to welcome Kenny Moore II to the stage today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Are we good? Can y'all hear me? Okay, I can hear myself now. Thanks to my escort there. Everybody, I'm Kenny Moore II, and I will speak to you about passion fueling potential. Hopefully, I can draw out a timeline of events about my life and let you see the choices I made along the way on how I'm standing right here before you. What you're looking at over here It's little Kenny. Picture day on the left, picture day on the far right. But in the middle specifically, it's little Kenny in second grade. Working hard, trying to get good grades. And speaking of hard work, I learned exactly what that was and saw exactly what that represented at a very young age. My mother, Angela, she was that representation for me, seeing what hard work really was and what that was all about. She worked 30 plus years in Valdosta, Georgia, for retail, grocery store, for 7 kids. So where's Miss Emily? I don't know where you are, but you get the 7 best kids in Brown County, form a 7-on-7 team. I got a team for you. Me seeing my mom work that hard for that long, it set the foundation for my mentality. That mentality of how I wanted to attack life. I'm the only boy, 6 sisters. That's the reaction I wanted. You can imagine how crazy the house was. You've probably seen Cheaper by the Dozen. Great movie you should watch. And my sisters forced me to play football, sports. Can you imagine? Football, basketball, baseball was the rotation every year as a kid. And when one sport ended, I would go into the nets. When the other ended, I would go into the nets. But in high school, basketball was a sport that I played every single year. Freshman year of high school, I had a classmate and friend named Roy Brown. Roy Brown played soccer in middle school. One of my classmates, he was always talking to me about soccer, and I said, there's no way I'm getting on that soccer field. Somehow, you know how friends are, you know how kids are wanting to play with their friends. I accepted the challenge to play soccer. We made the junior varsity soccer team and had a great year. 2 years later, waited for some upperclassmen to graduate school, and I decided to go out for the track team. They said that they needed some students to do field events. So there I was doing 110 hurdles, long jump, triple jump. Somehow, I accepted that challenge, and I see myself at the state finals in Jefferson, Georgia. The night before the state finals track meet, I was getting ready for bed, getting ready to kick butt the next day, and I hear some commotion going on in the room. So I quickly hurry up to whatever I was doing to get back to the room just to see what was going on, and I hear my coach and one of my teammates talking about something that my teammate had done earlier that night. My teammate, he was my hurdle buddy. We were going to race together in the same heat the next day, and he was the star guy of the track team, and he was actually the star guy of the football team. He was the starting corner. Well, a couple of weeks went by, and me and that teammate, we were in the same chemistry class of Mrs. McClendon. We sat at the back of the classroom. He sat behind me. He began to talk to me about his hardships of what he had just lost, track, football, and the scholarship that came with it. Us being friends, he said, why don't you just go on up for the football team? They need a corner. You already played soccer, you already played basketball, you already ran track, and somehow you got to the state finals in 1 year. I said, no, there's no chance. Too small, don't know anything about football. and it was just too much for me. So we were about a couple weeks before spring training. Somehow I accepted that challenge. With little experience or exposure or recruitment stars, I wound up at Valdosta State. Thank you, David Dean, Coach Belt, Coach Seth Wallace, for taking a leap out on faith for a local kid. And that paid off to me becoming a two-time All-American at 2 different positions. A couple months later, third day of the draft, after being at Valdosta State for 4 years, I have a phone call earlier that morning. And on the other line, there's a coach. He was telling me, we like your college film. We think you would be a good fit for us, and we won't be able to draft you. And if you agree with me right now, you will be telling me that if you don't get drafted, you're coming right here. So I make a few phone calls to my agent, call him back and say, hey, coach, it's Kenny. I'll take that. So I did. I became a New England Patriot. That's what I expected. But can you imagine, small town kid from Valdosta, Georgia, 21 years old, just turned a professional, just getting the hang of things, got 5 years underneath my belt, playing football, learning how to do it the right way. Just got my foot in the door after telling myself that I was too small to play. Being an All-American, becoming undrafted, and by the end of training camp, I had worked so hard to being promoted to the second team on the defense. I'm at the peak of my mountain, ready to make this roster, ready to make the team with the reigning Super Bowl champs. I was set up perfectly. This is going the way I want it until I got cut, fired. And that moment hurt. To finally realize that I wasn't good enough. However, during this stint in New England, I began to connect some dots before leaving. So rookie year, and every team does this, rookie year, for all the rookies, they gather them up at the end of the day, and we have rookie seminars. So we'll go through this chapter of wisdom and advice of how to become a professional and how to do it the right way. In New England, we had a couple speakers come in to us to speak about whatever it was. My last speaker in New England made the biggest impression on me. It was around this time right now of OTAs and spring training, right before the summer hit. This speaker gave us an exercise to do right before we went home. He said, whenever you get home, get out a sheet of paper. And on that sheet of paper, from left to right, you draw a line. Below the line, write out your bad days, failures, anything you aren't good at, anything that has happened in a negative way but was important to you. Above the line, you write out your success. You write out your achievements, your accolades, anything that you were proud of. When you're done with this timeline, you take a step back. you gain an overview of the entire paper. And with these good and bad events happening, you're showing yourself of what has shaped you to be where you are in the moment you are in your life. I was sitting in the second row of this team meeting auditorium. Just began to think. I began to think that I had more in life to do. There was more in life of who I wanted to become. It made me believe that I was here to serve a bigger purpose. I see my receiver motioning to the other side of the field. We began to make adjustments to the defense. I stare back to the offense. The quarterback says hike to the ball. Say hike. He snaps the ball. It's a pass play. My assignment changed. As I see the running back running towards me, I periff him, then periff back to the quarterback. Look at the running back, then look back at the quarterback. The quarterback is under pressure. As he dropped back to throw the ball before getting sacked, the running back makes a move. I make a move with him. The ball is in the air. Somebody got to get it. Before the running back can adjust to the ball, I jump in front of him. The ball is in my hands. As I began to run the other way, check my blind spot. He doesn't get me. My lead blockers running up the field as the quarterback and the offensive lineman are trying to beat me to the sideline. I see an opening from myself to the end zone. I'm about 40 yards away. I cut back. I can smell the end zone. I run as fast as I could and I score, and I just do the dance that I always loved to do growing up. I realized my family's in the stand. I point at them, they point at me, like we're in the backyard all over again. Put up some points for my team. That's all I ever wanted to do. Game's not over. Third quarter hit. I see jet motion coming in from the other side of the field. I have some communication to the corner. Here it is. It's another pass play. The quarterback is under trouble again. He's in trouble. He overthrows the running back, and it's in my hands again. This is a dream. I snatch the ball tight. Before I can get tackled, he just grabs my towel. He misses. As I began to run down the sideline, I can hear my grandmother saying, go, 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 go. Like we're still watching the game growing up in the living room. It's just me in the end zone. I run my fastest. Stadium lights up. It's loud. Then all of a sudden, it's silent. I can't hear anything at this point. I'm speechless. I don't know what to do. But thank God. I don't know if you know what a Pick 12 is, but at my position, it's one of those days where you can only dream about. And to do this at the highest stage of a dream as a child, it was magical. Having 6 points in the second quarter, having 6 points in the third quarter was just enough for us to win. This pick 12 moment led me to realize that in the long run, I can only pick one. That one being this one life. This passion that I have that has created a potential of opportunities I needed an ultimate challenge to accept. I choose legacy. I choose purpose. I choose love. And since then, I've started my own foundation. You see, running around in Lucas Oil with my friends and people that I love, it's been great. It's been a sense of fulfillment. But helping others and doing things like being here today, it brings me more fulfillment. You see, students, I chose to rise above any obstacle, any naysayer who filled my head with negativity. I didn't let anything below the timeline define who I was. You hold the remote control to your life, no one else. Things you want to achieve or someone you want to become, accept the challenge and just press play with love. Thank you.